Hey, Star fam. As you can see, I am not at home. I'm not in Atlanta and I'm not in LA. I am still in Philly, or I came back to Philly because I thought that I was going to be able to go to London. But I think I talked about this on my second to last live when I was just like, if an actor ever wants to book a job, they need to book a trip. And this is why I never sent out anything about my London meetup, because I knew that something was probably going to happen, which is why I was a little upset with my sister when she said something on my live that I was going to be in London, because I really did not know if I was going to be able to go. And I literally came to Philly to leave with my family and my sister's organization to go to London. And 24 hours before we were supposed to board our flight, I got a call from my agent that I'm on hold for a TV show and I have to be in LA. So when I get the call, I need to be ready to go. And that is, listen, that's the actor's life. That's the actor's life. So I'm actually leaving Philly to go to LA while the Star family, part of the Star family, is over in London having a gay old time, a yee tally ho, good time. But I can't make it this time, but that's okay. I'm going to try to get out to London with my family sometime this year, probably around Christmas season, just because I really love London during that time, or what I've seen. I don't know. I've never been there. Or maybe even the fall. Who knows? But we're really going to try to get out there before the year is over, or maybe start the year in London. We'll see. But I apologize to my London subscribers. I did not want to put anything up because I knew something like this would probably happen. So again, I apologize. I'm sorry. If you see Toya Star or Mama Star, say hi, take pics. I wish I could be there, but alas, actor's life. I got to do what I got to do. Anyway, I literally am, I don't know if you can see my luggage, but I'm literally like packing. And I decided to just do Real Housewives of New Jersey real quick. Here is why. When I go back to LA, I might be working that TV show for a few days, and I'm also moving. So I don't know when I'm going to have the time to talk to you guys again. And I just wanted to talk to you about the Real Housewives of New Jersey because I know it wrapped up and there's just so much to talk about. So give me about 20 minutes or so. I want to get through my notes. Oh my God, my mouth is watering because I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this freaking show. I wish I had time during the week, but it was like so crazy. Anyway, let's get into it. So we start off with Margaret still talking about Jackie and that she can't believe that Jackie betrayed her. And I'm shocked that Margaret thinks that there's any friendship left with her and Jackie, the way that she talked about her, called her a scumbag and sick Dolores on her. I can't believe that you still think that Jackie should have any kind of loyalty to you. Like, she's just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that she did that to me. I can't believe that she didn't do more. She should have done more. I don't know why you have Jackie shook so much. And Jackie, I'm starting to believe that, Margaret might have some real tea, because the way you have let this woman talk to you and not bite back at all, real weird to me. Real weird to me. If the tea that she has on you is true, let her spread it. Don't give her that power. F that man. You don't need to protect him. F him. If he messed up on you, F him. You don't need to protect him, because Margaret is using that against you. Get a backbone, sis. Drag that help. Not me. It's Sunday. Forgive me, Lord. So anyway, Dolores goes over to Margaret's. And this is the thing, Dolores, you cannot play the fence. You cannot play the fence, because I absolutely believe Margaret. So Margaret just starts chatting, and Dolores is just like, Jackie told me that you said that I was invited to that Teresa takedown. And Margaret was just like, yeah, you weren't there, but you were invited. And Dolores went nuts. Started calling her a see you next Tuesday, veins popping out of her head. Listen, the Black Dolores took a step back, and Italian American Dolores jumped out. She got Margaret together. Margaret was shaking and she was so scared of Dolores, but she never backed down on what she said. Margaret said, I invited you. I have the receipts. I have the text message. I invited you. And Dolores is just like, oh no, you're a liar. You're a scumbag. You're a see you next Tuesday. And Margaret was just like, why are you talking to me like this? I'm so scared. I'm shaking. But I invited you. She never backed up off of that. No matter how much Dolores tried to intimidate her, Margaret was just like, I invited you. So all that you're doing, girl, I invited you. And I believe Margaret, she never backed down once. And it's because she had the receipts. It's because she had the receipts. You know who backed down? Dolores. Dolores was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I only get like that with you because we're sisters. Girl, you got like that because you knew she was telling the truth. And you were hoping that you could scare her to backtracking. She still ain't backtrack. I believe Margaret. I believe that Dolores was invited. I believe she absolutely knew that that reunion was supposed to be a Teresa takedown. You cannot play the fence, Dolores. And listen, I'm not defending Teresa because I told you Teresa from Patterson, New Jersey is my girl, but she is extremely male-centered. She is not loyal to no woman but them daughters. That's it. If you didn't come out of her coochie, Teresa don't give a damn about you as a woman. I'm sorry. She's just very male-centered. That is just who she is. So I'm not saying that Dolores needs to be this diehard bestie for her, but Dolores has to stop playing like she's this diehard bestie for Teresa because she knew about that takedown. She's been in conversations about Teresa because if she wasn't, why are all of Teresa's enemies, all of her ops, close to Dolores? That's weird. That's weird. Stop acting like you are this girl's bestie when you're probably one of her biggest ops. And then Dolores goes to her confessional. Thank you, Margaret, for showing me who you are. I'm like, you didn't see who Margaret was when she was doing all that stuff to your best friend? Teresa, she's your op. She's your op. So this is the thing that baffles me about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, because I feel like all of these ladies have to be wealthy. Like none of them need this Bravo check. This Bravo check just has to be something that they do for fun, because Danielle goes over to Melissa's and Rachel is there. And she's talking about this last supper that Jen Fester is hosting and putting together for the girls so that they can all come and talk out their differences, right? None of them want to go. Danielle is the only one who's just like, yeah, I might go. Melissa's just like, oh, I don't want to go. Who feels like it? Rachel's just like, who's going to be there? I'm like, oh, you need to be there. This is your job. That's the craziest thing for me, is the way this show would not be rebooted. Those ladies would not have been fired if they all would have just showed up to work. They all act like Bravo needs them. And that is the worst place to be in as reality TV talent. I'm sorry, unless you are a Nene Leakes, no reality TV show needs you. I'm sorry. Like the only one who could say that is Nene Leakes. I've been saying the Real Housewives of Atlanta needs her. Even though I don't like her personality, she was great for that show. Now, did she ruin it and have a really bad attitude? Absolutely. Even when she was at her worst, she was still better than some of the people they have on that show. I'm hoping that this is a much better season, but Bravo needs Nene. Rachel, Bravo don't need you. I'm not being mean. I'm just being real. All of these ladies on Jersey are acting like, no shade, they're Teresa. Y'all all gonna lose this Bravo check. Teresa gonna keep it. I'm telling you that right now. Teresa's gonna keep that Bravo check. None of y'all will. Melissa's just like, oh, I gotta go. You gotta go. Rachel, you just got here. We don't even know your last name. There's no big moments for us to remember you. There's no memorable moments. There's no viral moments. There's no quote that you have. You need to stay in front of this camera so that you can have something that the fan base can hold on to. You're going to leave this show and we're going to forget about you. We're not going to forget about Teresa. Even Carolyn Manzo, we still remember her. You don't mess with my family. We still remember that fake godfather. You don't have nothing that we're going to remember you by. And it is your own doing. And the only thing that we'll remember is your husband. And what we will remember about your husband is Teresa calling him John Fugazi. Like, that's it. And it involves Teresa. Y'all were terrible employees. I'm sorry. Y'all can't put this on Bravo. Y'all did not want to show up to work. Even if you hate these people, if you need this job, show up to work. We all work with people we hate. Why y'all think y'all different? Why y'all think y'all special? Crazy to me. Oh, we gotta go. Yeah, you gotta go. Poor Danielle, you know she needed that check because she was trying to get everybody to go and everybody was looking at her like, oh, we don't need to go. Literally talking in front of their bosses because production is filming them and they're saying they don't want to do it. Production wipes their hands of this cast. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now. When Bravo gave the suggestion that maybe they should reboot, production said, you know what? Yeah, because y'all don't want to work with them. And y'all better not be on Instagram months or years later hosting a GoFundMe to keep your little McMansions because y'all have been caught up in some Ponzi schemes and stuff is foreclosing and money is running out and y'all selling y'all fake Birkin bags on Poshmark. Y'all better not be doing none of that stuff because we watched you throw your check away. We watched you throw away a great opportunity because of pride. I hope y'all got the money to keep up that lifestyle. That's all I'm saying. And can we talk about how Louie dropped that one love act real quick? He dropped that real quick when Teresa was talking about Margaret. He was just like, oh, I want her to suffer. I want her kids to suffer. I want everybody that she loves to suffer. I was like, what happened, Louie? What happened with let's just be friends with everybody. Let's just make it work. Let's go into a field and scream out our aggression. Let's make these videos about how much we love our wife. You want this lady to suffer? Now listen, I know Margaret that put them through a lot of hell. But it's just real weird that switch up happened like that. It wasn't even, that wasn't right. I shouldn't have said it. He apologized later after the episode aired, but like not even in that moment did he go, I shouldn't have said that. Like there was no like struggling, internal struggle with him saying those things and feeling bad. He didn't even give Teresa the right to be like, no, you should feel that way. What they did to you was wrong. The only reason why I'm saying that is because how he has been acting, right? He has been acting like he is Mr. Positive and he wants everybody to get along and he wants to come in and fix all of Teresa's issues with her family and friends and fix this broken community, right? If you are somebody who is like that, you are going to have an internal struggle when you say things that go against who you really are. There was no struggle. It just flowed off the tongue. Even when you get frustrated, if you are somebody who is a peacemaker, if you're an empath, if you're somebody who hates fighting and just wants peace and wants everybody to work it out, you are going to have a breaking point, absolutely. But there's going to be a struggle or there's going to be an immediate disappointment within yourself when you allow that situation that you're trying to fix overtake you. There was nothing there. He stayed in that moment. He resonated in that moment. He lived in that moment. That moment seemed normal for him. Teresa, get that man's name off of all of your money. Get that man's name off of all of your money, girl. I'm concerned. So let's get to this sit-down dinner. Whew, child, the ghetto. First of all, what Olive Garden were they filming in? Where is the money on Jersey? Anyway, they all sit down at this Olive Garden in the graduation room that everybody books. They're at this Olive Garden, and the first people that go for this sit down of peace and working out your differences was Danielle and Jen. This is when I realized that Danielle hates Jen. She can't move forward with her. Now, Jen been doing this for a very long time. She can move forward with anybody. If she can move forward with Melissa, she can move forward with Danielle, but Danielle hates her. She does not like Jen. Like there's no fixing it, right? Because as soon as they sit down, Danielle, you have 18 bathrooms and nothing else. That's all you have. 18 bathrooms and your life is empty. And then Jen goes, well, you have no family. At least I got a family to put in them 18 bathrooms. My God, today. So they're just going back and forth. One nasty comment after the other. No resolution at all. I can't believe they fumbled this easy check like this. Like you have to move forward for your job, guys. Even if it ain't real, move forward to secure the bag. What are y'all doing? So Danielle starts tagging Jen, getting her good. Jen sits back, reorganizes her napkin on her laps, and she says, oh, you're going to say that to me when your husband has boobs? Baby, the way that comment cut through Danielle's soul, she leaped over the table and was about to hit her. Everybody jumped up and was like, Danielle, no. Jen was sitting there. Jen is messy. I feel like out of anybody on this show, she can survive on any housewife show. Jen just has it. She just has it. Anyway, she's sitting there looking like this, right? While Danielle is going crazy. They're holding her back. Producers jump in, tell Danielle to leave. She's just like, you cannot hit her. And she's like, why would she say that about my husband? Then you need to get her. She can't say those things like that. And Jen is like, I can say whatever I want. So she gets up from the table. Teresa yells, Danielle, stop. Like, don't do that. And Danielle was like, don't say anything to me. Say something to her. Why would she say that? And then she just breaks down crying and walks away. And you can hear her audio. And she's just like, he hates that. He's so self-conscious about that. So that was something that probably Danielle talked to Jen about, maybe for surgery reasons. I don't know. But that was probably something that she shared about her husband to Jen. And for Jen to throw that out just ripped through her soul. That's her husband. She loves him and she wants to protect him. And she doesn't want him to be made fun of. So she was just a wreck. But the thing about it is, this is a show about sparring with your words. You cannot put your hands on people. And she has already put her hands on Jen. Now, granted, Jen put her hands on her. Unfortunately, Danielle escalated it by using a weapon, which was a cup that wasn't like, glass or anything, but she just escalated it by using a weapon. And that's just how the network is going to see it. And she's just going to be a liability. So now we have a situation where the producers are just like, yeah, she has to leave. And everybody's trying to keep her, but they're just like, no, if Jen is not comfortable with her, then she has to leave. Then the producers come over to Jen and they ask her, they're just like, are you okay with her coming back? She's just like, yeah, as long as that beast stays in her seat. Jen is not fazed. Like, she does this. This is new for Danielle, poor thing, but Jen does this. She was just like, I'm fine as long as that beast stay in her seat. This is supposed to be a lovely dinner. What's the problem? She is not fazed at all. And Danielle is in that bathroom breaking down. So while all of this is going on, Melissa is trying to get at Teresa. Teresa ain't paying Melissa no mind. Teresa is done. She told Louie, I'm done with my brother. I'm done with trying to fix that situation. We're good. Right? Melissa's husband, he tells her, you go over there and you say your piece. But Melissa can't say her piece if Teresa ain't giving her no energy. So Teresa ain't looking in her direction. Melissa is saying things. Teresa is not even paying her dust. Melissa is trying her hardest. She keeps on saying things to Teresa, and Teresa is just not fazed. She's not looking at her. She tries to get into it with her over Danielle. Teresa is trying to show Jen that she's a really good friend by coming after Danielle, and Melissa is trying to get into it with Teresa, and Teresa isn't paying her any mind. And Melissa, I hate to say it, it's getting weird. You look real weird and obsessed right now. It's getting weird. She is not paying you any mind, and you keep on trying to get into it with Teresa, because I hate to say it, I don't think that this is true, but I feel like you don't think you're going to have airtime if you're not fighting with Teresa. I think you and your husband have made her your storyline at the expense of your families. And it's really unfortunate. Because why are you calling Teresa white trash? Like, out of nowhere, she's just like, oh, you're white trash. Teresa's just like, I'm dealing with a whole different situation over here. Who are you and why are you even talking to me right now? So then Teresa, after Melissa keeps on insulting her, Teresa pipes back and said, well, you're a whore. And then Melissa goes, oh, I'm going to tell Antonella that her aunt called her mother a whore. Are you also going to tell her that you called her aunt white trash? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? How is it not okay for Teresa to pipe back when you come after her? There was no interaction with you two. You started it with her. She finished it, and now you're the victim. Like, listen, we can get Teresa on a lot of stuff, but Melissa and that husband, eeny, weeny, teeny, super guy, y'all don't have an argument. Y'all poke at that woman so much. It is diabolical. It's giving single white female. It's real scary the way y'all obsess about that lady. Real scary. I will say this. Teresa was doing her best to show Jen that she's a friend to her. But as soon as she went out in the hallway with Danielle, out of the eyesight of Jen and earshot of Jen, she dropped all of that and immediately was trying to like play the fence like Dolores. And I'm just like, if you want to show Jen that you are her friend and you have her back, you have to have her back all the way through. You can't drop it and try to reason. You need to be dogmatic about your girl. Like the way you were about Caroline Manzo, you need to be that way about Jen because she's that way about you. That's the friendship that Jen wants from you. She wants her love and her protection to be reciprocated. Got some work to do, Risa. You got some work to do. I will say this about Jen. The girl is quick. The girl is quick because Danielle was getting her. Danielle was getting her. But I ain't going to hold you, Danielle. It seemed rehearsed. It seemed like you sat down with Margaret and you just got some stuff to go at Jen. And it was just one thing after another. Jen was sitting there waiting. And she listened to everything you said. And then she brought up the man boobs. She knew how to get you. She knew how to get you. And she knew by not being phased, by you falling apart, was going to get you even harder. She knows where to hit. Like she studied studies her enemies, and she got you good. That girl is quick and she is witty. Because while Danielle is in that bathroom breaking down, Jen is like, oh, this reminds me of my cheerleader days. Be aggressive, be aggressive, like not phased at all. The girl is good. I'm sorry. She is Housewives gold. You can't get rid of her. Andy, you might have to build this show around Teresa and Jen. The fans, some will be mad, but they will still watch. They will still watch because, like, I just feel like in this environment, she can thrive. She can thrive in Housewives environment, and Teresa can thrive in Housewives environment. I think the Housewives environment is breaking down the rest of the cast where they're taking everything personal and they just cannot move forward. So this isn't a healthy environment for them. But for Teresa and Jen, I feel like they can do it. I don't know if the network is going to work with them, but I just feel like if anybody were to be saved, I would say those two, just because I feel like these ladies show up to work and they want this job and they want to be here. I don't think the others do. I think they just all hate the environment. So, go do something else. Margaret, get on QVC. You can sell them funny looking purses. I tried. You could do that. But I just feel like, this probably isn't the environment for you guys anymore. Everybody's back at the table. Now Margaret and Teresa are getting into it, right? They're going back and forth. Rachel realized she has no screen time, so she tries to get back in it with Teresa, and she's like going back and forth with her, calling her all kind of bees. Like, this is the thing. This is why I say this isn't a good environment for Rachel. Why are you so angry? Like, this is work. Like, you cannot take work, at least this kind of job, you cannot take it so seriously. F you, don't talk about this. Ain't my wives. This is the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Y'all gotta at least try to class it up a bit. You know what I mean? This ain't Applebee's. This is Olive Garden. It's a little, just class it up a bit. But she's so upset. F you, you and them lip fillers. And I'm like, now Rachel, you can get Teresa on a lot of things. You can't get her on no plastic surgery or no non-invasive surgery. Step out of that. Step out of that. You can't talk about that lady's lip fillers when your lips are touching the next room. You can't do that. Y'all got botched by the same surgeon. No shade. But don't call out another woman's imperfections when you got the same damn thing going on. So that's why that didn't faze Teresa, because y'all look like twins. So Teresa ain't paying Rachel no mind. So there's nowhere for her to go. Because the real juice and tea of this dinner is between Margaret and Teresa. So they start going back and forth again. And Teresa's just like, you're a liar. I don't believe you. I already got the receipts. There's nothing that you can say to change my mind. I already know who you are. Margaret was like, me? What are you talking about? I'm not leading this group. I'm not telling everybody what to do. You're sitting next to somebody who's worse than me. And I'm like, oh, she about to throw Jackie under the bus. I didn't know she was going to do all of this. So Margaret is trying to let Teresa know that Teresa got the wrong lead, that she is not the girl that Teresa needs to be coming after. The one that Teresa needs to be coming after is sitting right next to her. And Jackie is just like, what are you talking about? Me and Teresa are fine. Stop trying to bring it up. Don't get involved, whatever, like trying to dead it, right? I'm not realizing that Jackie is trying to